Alrighty. Okay, I'll just get this back up because that was rather unfortunate. I think OBS didn't actually end up crashing. So we are back. Like, I think OBS did end up crashing. I'll give it like about 5 minutes just so like everyone kind of like catches a bit of a break and is like able to come back. But yeah. Um I think it was mostly just like OBS because I set OBS to record and stream at the same time. So probably like it was like it just overloaded. It's probably a memory leak or something. So yeah. Yeah, I'll just kind of like give it 3 minutes and we'll kind of finish the story because I feel like we're basically reaching the end anyway, so we'll kind of like finish it off there. Just so basically everyone else can kind of like get into the room. What crown means? Oh, the crown is just basically like in any given stream, I'm pretty sure on YouTube, they will make it so that the person who messages the most gets a ranking on the crown, but it's only specific to that certain stream. Alright, but anyway, I'll just do a little bit of analysis, of course, given kind of like we're just waiting for some people to arrive. Um, I think it's like just going back off of like what we were saying. Well, we already know that essentially, kind of like you can't kill LF1, right? It is like any other Frenodian, but I think the best possible outcome was still achieved with the fact that it was banished, it was damaged and banished enough to basically be a non-threat to Solaris for now. And I think like as you said here, like the termination of Aleph is impossible, unfortunately, but it's the best possible solution given the circumstances. So yeah.
Therefore, I exercised autonomous judgment and exiled it to the furthest reaches of this universe.
I exercised autonomous judgment and exiled it to the furthest reaches of this universe. So basically, it just shoved it really far away. And the other thing that means is that basically that's kind of like the best possible outcome because Aleph 1 still needs to travel, right? It has a set speed because we know that because Aleph 1 was chasing the Exostrider. It was chasing Exostriders. So because of that, it's going to be a very, very long time before it is going to be an issue again. And possibly when it is an issue, like maybe hundreds of years in the future, or thousands even, humanity would have possibly, been capable of an anti-Frenodian solution, right? So it's like the best possible outcome. I would consider this like the most conceivably happy ending possible.
Request. Arbiter, permission to remain. Before your final judgment, allow me to submit a log of my experience in the High Roy.
Damn, okay. So the Exostrider, of course, is still subservient to Rover as the Arbiter, and since it now has a human heart, it kind of like does function as the de facto sentinel of Lahairoi, I'm assuming.
Log retrieval. On multiple return transits, I was detected by...
Wait, hold on. I think if this is a log, then... Wait, I want to get some information here, right? On multiple return transits. So, okay. So this confirms our theory that the Exostriders are reusable, right? So basically, this specific Exostrider most likely delivered multiple Sentinels, right? So if they delivered multiple Sentinels, then it means, okay, it's objective to enter Solaris through the Strider Gate.
It attacked. I fell. But Resonator Imeth answered me with her power, and I was able to banish a part of Aleph 1.
And that was the whole deal with the dual frequency thing. Because the whole idea of the dual frequency is that they were, when Ameth kind of like went back to the beginning of the time loop, they were only able to sort of like seal away a tiny portion of the Frenodian, right? That's why there's kind of like a dual source frequency. If those would converge, then Lahaira would be screwed, right? And the Stratogate is what is sealing a portion of the Frenodian away.
I should have initiated a full system seal to await repairs, but I saw countless pairs of terrified eyes.
I should have initiated a full system seal to await repairs, but I saw countless pairs of terrified eyes.
Discovery. The Roya in the frost.
Okay, so this was the Royans. So basically, the Exostrider, even though like it had a conscience and it exercised autonomous judgment to save the people there.
I saw panic and dread. Following the protocols shared with the Sentinels,
so it has a Sentinel as a protocol. Okay, so it is confirmed that even though it does not originally have kind of like any communication vessels, it still has the same protocol shared with Sentinels.
Exception. A momentary reactivation occurred. Resonator Imeth resonated with me a second time.
Oh, and the second time was, of course, in the future, like 10 years ago from the present when she died.
She required my power to mend the Stratogate rift.
Right.
I complied.
That was when I became a digital ghost. But was that the second time you resonated? Or the first?
Chronologically, it would have been the second time.
Initial assessment. Upon reactivation, standard procedure was to request your retreat. Direct engagement with Aleph-1 was a tactical irrationality.
Because Aleph-1 is still like too powerful, yep.
But the human heart granted me a voice. The will of this civilization.
The power of
gave
humanity,
me strength to
basically,
stand with
right?
you.
The power of humanity is essentially kind of like, what does that play here?
Component analysis. This drive replica forged by humans is crude and fragile compared to my original drive.
Now, it's like basically the Exostrider saying like the drive replica you guys spend like months making, it ain't shit. It ain't shit. it just ain't shit, you know? Like that's kind of crazy. But the original reactor drive is kind of cool anyway. So.
Violent, eroding itself with every beat.
So it's very temporary, but it does. I think what's important about the drive is that it still buys time, because the other option you had for recovering the Exostrider was through, of course, you know, like manual regeneration, right? And that was, of course, like the most important part, because if the Exostrider has enough time to manually regenerate, then it can still go up to full power. And without the Frenodian Aleph-1 interfering, then it can regenerate at a much faster rate.
The shrill, grating friction of wear. This is the first time I have ever heard myself.
But like, yeah, like it's like the flaws of the drive.
By them.
The flaws of the drive are also what provide this kind of like provide it sort of like power, right? And a human kind of like conception of
I have acquired capabilities previously undocumented outside the Sentinel Mech series.
The Sentinel Mech series. So the Sentinels are also considered to be mechanical. Like, well, I mean, we knew they were mechanical, but they were basically kind of like a mechanical series, like a production line. So now, basically, he has like a human conscience and has powers, near powers, of an Oracle engine, right? To the Sentinel... Right, okay.
Projection. Given Frenodian Aleph-1's ability.
Yeah, and I think we knew that already. Like, Aleph-1 has the capacity to return, it's just not going to return for a very long time.
Once the Strider Gate is fully sealed, I will remain on this side as its guardian. I will bar its re-entry into Solaris.
Damn. So it's going to stand, like, it's still going to stand guard. But the problem is that if it stands guard instead of like going to Lahairoi, it still cannot fully regenerate. So maybe they've got to fully regenerate it before that happens. But yeah.
Request. Arbiter, I was born from humanity's hope.
Bruh.
Please permit me to remain here.
And that's kind of like, I mean, we
until
talked
this
about
heart
it
ceases
in the
to
last
beat.
video, right? But that's basically kind of like the whole message of the game, right? Is this.
Query. Resonator Imuth, are you willing to accept a portion of my power?
Oh, damn. Okay. So basically she becomes a de facto Sentinel Resonator.
When I first arrived in Lahairoi, your assistance allowed me to seal the Threnodian beyond the Strider Gate.
Is there anything about Amorth that makes it particular that she is important? Like anything about her that made it like the best candidate, except for, of course, like the synchronization capability, like similarities.
Your current state is a consequence for which I bear responsibility.
Damn, that's true.
While
That's true.
I slumbered, you safeguarded Lahairoi.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah. I mean, she is Royan, yeah, but I feel like it's a bit more than that.
Now, the death that once drew near has been severed. Henceforth,
Oh, and this is
your
how you break the
companion
time
will be
loop.
an
Because
enduring
when we were in
life.
3.1, we were thinking about like a lot of different options to break the time loop, and I think that what happened here was what most people were guessing, right? If you defeat Aleph 1, you can break the time loop so that you can save Amorth. Like, that's one of the only ways you can do it, and they executed that.
Summary. I am experiencing the state defined as guilt.
That's crazy.
Oh, Exo Strider, you're really wearing your heart on your sleeve, aren't you?
Bro, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Amorth. That's so corny, bro.
But hey, I chose this path myself. Made my peace.
Nah, I don't think we're gonna be gambling. Nah.
As for your question, this savior's got a career to uphold.
Hmm,
Gotta
okay.
level up if I'm gonna keep kicking bad guy butt, right? So your power? Hell yeah, I'll take it.
Bro, very Amorth thing to say, I suppose.
Authorization. Resonator Imuth's agreement confirmed.
Synchronization limit removed. So basically she has a portion of the Exostrata in her now. Okay. It's very similar to what you did with Jinsu when she accepted the temporal mandate.
Suggestion. Don't you dare feel guilty. Thank you for living up to my hopes. So, let's make our goodbye.
Yeah, I feel like
okay?
that's true. She has to make those corny jokes when she's like stuck 1,000 years in voice space. We have no like valid ground to stand on to judge her.
Detection. Arbiter. You have brought your cassette.
What is the cassette? Oh, okay.
Proposal. Please allow me to take it. I wish to burn a frequency onto
Burn
the
a
tape
frequency
for
onto
you
the
to
tape?
return to
For you to return.
Lahairoi.
What frequency is that?
Briefing. While traversing the stars at high velocity, my trajectory
Oh,
once
and this was the
intersected
probe that
slow
Amorth was talking about, like the
moving
communications probe that Rover was using to communicate with the homeland civilization.
Its hull was marked with Solaris script. Its launch date is estimated to have
Wait,
occurred
no.
a long time ago.
Its hull was marked with Solaris script. Its launch date was estimated. So it's basically one of the... Because if you guys remember, the Space Trek Collective's logo is built on the 12 probes that humanity sent out before the Lament. So the Exostrata actually encountered one of those probes. That's what it was. Yeah, one of the 9 probes, not one of the 12, the 9 probes. Yeah.
I intercepted and recorded the signal it has been continuously
The Far
transmitting to
Watcher.
Solaris. Its name is...
Ooh, so that's the name of the probe. Okay. Interesting. Where like the lore and the world is expanding here. That's good.
Objective. I wish to offer this recording as a gift to the people of Lahairoi.
Damn.
Status. Strider Gate closure imminent.
Because they only have 10 minutes.
The Arbiter
And then the Exo Strider just has to
to
stay at the other side of the Strider Gate. That's kind of like messed up. I think it would have honestly been better if the Exo Strider went through the Strider Gate and just actually like managed to kind of repair itself before coming out again. Will you permit me to alter my designation to bear the name of the highway? Because it is protecting that place. Damn.
Designation change complete.
So now it feels like you. Oh, it's kind of. The Exo Strider is kind of baller.
Valediction. Farewell, Arbiter. Please deliver my temporary goodbye to the people who forged this heart.
He said a temporary goodbye. Okay.
Prediction.
There's a chance.
We will meet again.
Oh, never mind. We'll meet again in Boundless Stars. Damn. I feel like that's some sort of like kind of like greeting that's customary to Rover's homeland. Yes, Rover and Amos are the first people to see kind of like space. For a very long time at least. And the first ones to traverse space for sure. And that's it? Oh, okay. I mean, fair enough.
It's been so long since I last saw Solaris. Feels weirdly nostalgic.
Bro, that's the first thing she says? Like, come on, don't she have anything more to say? She's been stuck in the... Okay, to be fair though, I think that Amith, like, did not feel like she was stuck for 1,000 years. Because one of the things we realized, right, was that the time flows differently within Aleph. That's why when we first went into kind of like the void space and stuff like that, Rover was there for a few minutes, but then in kind of like Lahiroi, a whole day passed. So I think for Amith, it was kind of probably more like a year. It felt like she spent a year within the void space or something like that. So when you kind of put it like that, it doesn't sound as bad for her mental psyche, right? So yeah.
Now that Aleph 1's been kicked to the cosmic curb, Lahiroi can finally...
So I feel like, okay, because like if she actually did spend 1,000 years worth of like time, that is something that she can conceptualize through her consciousness, then she would have been wrecked, right? But I feel like since she only spent, like, mentally speaking, like a year, I think that's a bit better, right? So I feel like she's not ruined.
I was gonna say we saved the world this time, but honestly...
But I agree though, you gotta let her have
into the
this
void matter. They're the ones who mapped that data on me and the Exostrider inside the Thronodian's black hole. All I did was burn
So
their
the
findings
Explorers,
into
so
a cassette
basically they
reader.
gave up their lives, yeah. And I feel like that is actually like a really important message, because it's the hope of people that pushed through, like with dignity, to go against Aleph, right? And I think finishing off of this, like one of the videos I really want to make, because we had a really interesting discussion about this when it comes to Hiyuki's kind of, we started talking about it with Hiyuki's segue, right? Is whether the Grand Architect's kind of like perspective or idea is right. And I feel like I kind of want to do a little bit about that, because that's a really interesting thing to talk about as a video, because it's really about like some like moral relativism, right? Like you can't really say that they're wrong logically speaking, but they're also kind of wrong, right? And it's a really difficult and contentious topic to talk about. I think that'll be interesting to make a video on. Because I feel like kind of like with the ending of the story, like we've kind of like, there's no more theory crafting to do, right? Unfortunately, it turns out there wasn't really a sentinel, which is fine, I guess, because like they were delivering a sentinel, I don't know where it went. Maybe that's kind of going to be kind of like addressed in a future story, or perhaps the Exostrider did deliver the sentinel before getting ambushed again, because the Exostrider did say they made multiple return trips, right? So, yeah, like, I don't know. decoded the cassette.
So, this wasn't a story about heroes saving the world. It was
But I feel like it's a
the
really
world
important
saving its
line because the
heroes.
fact that it's
Right?
what like Amos says, like the world saving its heroes means that like it's not just standout hallmark like heroes or people weaponizing whatever they can to beat back and like help the masses. It's the masses finding their own feet to stand on, to essentially preserve and continue like the endless trek of humanity, right? I feel like that's kind of like the important thing here.
Yes. And now, we're home.
Damn. That's pretty loaded, that's pretty loaded. Like, there's not really, the thing is, there's not really any theory crafting videos to make now, right? Because, like, all the answers have been kind of, like, given in a sense. So, I don't know, like, what, besides the kind of video on, like, whether the Grand Architect's, mentality is actually correct or not. Like, if there's anything else that you guys want me to talk about in relation to 3.3 especially, just let me know. I'm like taking suggestions for it. But yeah. Of course, like for Denny's Segway Quest, like look, there's obviously going to be a Hiyuki video and a Denia video in the pipeline because I've already kind of prepared for them already, right? But in regards to plot of like 3.3, like I'm a little bit stuck because like I have the idea of like the Grand Architect's motivations and stuff like that. Like I'll talk about it, but it's kind of hard to like talk about other things, you know, because like there's no more theory crafting to do.
Yeah. I'm back now.
Fraxis and Rover's people, like that's what I'm assuming as well, right? Like to be honest, there were like a lot of things that were revealed, yeah. But at the same time, I feel like this quest in itself did not reveal like a massive amount of information in the same capacity that 3.1 did. There is a bit of a distinction that I think you have to make with that, right? With 3.1, like a lot of the information that's provided was like genuinely like groundbreaking. But I think for this, because we've made a lot of theories, we've kind of like gotten the baseline, the foundations. It's not as massive, but like it is still pretty important. On Subnoia, like the Subnoia thing is always something that like we can talk about later as well. But the Subnoia is hard because there's too many things that we can't form concrete conclusions based off of. I mean, the thing is, I already took a week's break. Like, that's why, like, I haven't been posting videos, right? So I feel like I kind of, like, owe it to you guys to do something. But hopefully, maybe, like, for example, besides, like, with Denia's quest, you'll kind of, like, see some stuff and things. But that's a Solvay Heartwood. Looks like everything's kind of, like, finished. So the Exostrider's gone for good, which sucks. Like, what I'm kind of confused on, right, is that the Exostrider's sword is literally something that holds up all of the Hyrule. And I'm pretty sure Rover took it, right? Unless they didn't. So what happens to the Hyrule now if its sword is gone? Because a sword, like, is, like, you know, like, incredibly important to the structural stability of everything. On AIM, like, we already talked so much about AIMF though. Like, I don't think, like, I feel like there's not really much kind of, like, explanations we have to do, you know? Because, like, a lot of this was kind of like lore farming. Like, I think that most people know that, like, what, like, it's all about, right? Like, we kind of understand the ending. It's not like AIMF's ending where I had to explain like a time paradox and stuff like that. I don't need to do any explaining videos, I reckon. So I think the next project was probably just gonna be like the Grand Architect. I think it's a very interesting thing to talk about. Then we'll kind of see from there, I reckon. Oh, no, you're actually right. Like maybe like Rover separated like the blade component, like the middle from the sheath. That's true, actually. That's a good point. I didn't actually notice that.
You made it! Turns out, decoding what the Exostrider burned into your cassette was way tougher than the Institute
Oh,
thought.
so we get to see
They only
basically
just
what it
finished
was.
today.
Okay.
Over here! Everyone's waiting for you.
But this is kind of like, of course, like the final legs of the quest.
What could it possibly be? Oh, I can't wait to find out.
This better be like a massive kind of like revelation. Because I mean, this is kind of like the space probe, right? That was kind of like spent like a long time traveling outside of Solaris' solar system. The Far Watcher, yeah.
I have to admit, I was
I have a
genuinely
revelation
surprised
or
when you
joke.
handed me this
Hopefully
tape
not.
and said that name.
You said it was one of the 9 interstellar space probes launched
Yep.
before the etheric sea engulfed Sol-
Correct. The 9 stars on the Space Trek Collective's emblem represent those probes.
I'm assuming they sent it out in all directions if the Exostrider only found one.
Ever since then, Solaris never received another signal from them. Not a single one. Until today.
Damn. I mean, look, even if it turns out to be
Professor
not much, it
Monnier,
really opens up
you
the
may
scope
begin
of the
playback.
world and does bring us closer to like the homeland civilization. I mean, what could it really tell you anyway? Like, it probably can't tell you much.
This sounds like white noise.
Oh, okay.
Judging by the cassette's data, they're sounds the Far Watcher recorded while drifting through different galaxies.
So it's just space noise, okay. I mean, like,
Sounds that have been lost to us for centuries.
I mean, fair enough. Like, as I was
Silenced by
saying,
the
like, you
etheric
can't
sea.
really expect, like, the space probe to pick up anything in terms of, like, massive data.
So that's why
So,
the Exostrider
yeah.
wanted to give these recordings
I mean,
to
look,
the
it's not, like,
explorers of
even,
the
like, a very
High
important
today.
thing, because the Exostrider would have said it's more so of a gift.
Because this is a gift from light years away. Sent by the
And I feel like it kind of
explorers
does
of
tie in the
Hollywood's
motif still, because, of course, like, it's the sacrifice of the explorers that saved the world, right?
echoes from a sea of stars.
Oh, okay, we're back with, like,
The Space Trek Collective has
Wait,
taken
hold
on
on.
that Denia girl,
a...
just as you wished, Grand Architect.
So this was all part of the plan. Wait, hold up.
Good. Just let them care for the little doll for now. Such an
So she's basically, so she's taking, it's basically a ticking time bomb, okay.
Role for her later.
All retrieved data has been processed. Awaiting review at your leisure.
And they're all different terminals. That's a Fraxis terminal, that's like a Raguna terminal.
May I ask what you plan to do next?
Oh, it's a big reveal, I
Things are
reckon.
progressing everywhere, it seems. I've dallied in La Roy long enough. Time to stretch my legs.
So I don't think this constitutes a failure then. Like maybe it was against their plans, but it's not really anything that was like massively important to them.
Cristoforo, be a dear and run a message to Eris in the new Federation for me.
Okay, okay. And we know that Eris is basically in, yeah, like the, kind of like the, like, let's just call Eris the fund manager, politician in New Fed for the Fraxis.
Understood. Though I suspect the Vice Architect will begrudge once more your sending me to disturb.
Wait, okay, so the Grand Architect, and then Eris is the Vice Architect. Wait, Eris is the Vice Architect, and also you are right, the voice is new. I don't think it's anything. Because it can't be Frolova, right?
Oh, and will you require me to draft a prologue for your character?
Okay, so the Eris is the Vice Architect. Okay, interesting.
No need. I'll pay for Lova a visit myself first.
Wait.
That will be all for now. This body tires so easily. Remember to give her a silent ending.
A silent ending? Wait, are they trying to dispose of Frolova? Okay, so she needs to visit them. How does she know? Okay, she used Frolova's baton in the quest, but I don't think they would know where Frolova is, no? Because she, like, kind of just ventured out. Wait. The silent ending... Oh, maybe, yeah, you're right. Like, it might be the silent ending is for, like, this body that the Grand Architect is kind of, like, manipulating. And it's not talking about Frolova, I'm assuming?
Grand Architect, with this phase of verification complete and full production proceeding, do we still have use for that, Miko?
Oh, so they're full production. They're manufacturing Grenodian resonators now. That's kind of crazy.
That won't be necessary. Her future as a Threnodian resonator has been taken. She no longer requires our attention.
Damn, so they're manufacturing. Wait, hold on. Hiyuki said her future as a Threnodian resonator has been taken. But does she mean that she expended that future? Or that the Grand Architect has, like, captured it and is, like, pulling it into, like, new artificial bodies to make Threnodian resonators? That's the question.
Besides, she's failed one too many times. Drawn one too many futures from herself. And she still insists on walking the path of saving Ashinahara alone with no intention of stopping.
Okay.
Every step she takes only deepens.
Interesting, okay.
After countless cycles of failure, she too will be reduced to ashes by her
So
own
she's, like,
hand.
not useful because she's, like,
Just like her
way
sister.
too expendable. Okay.
That reminds me.
Wait, hold on.
Wadashi has
Zashiki
brought us
Wadashi, of
another
course, right?
interesting
Is
news.
the Fraxis Overseer in Ashinahara. Hold on. What's the interesting news? Bro, there's no way they're blue balling us like this. What is the interesting news from Ashinahara? A savior is... Wait, that new trophy? A savior is everyone? I feel like that kind of, like, summarizes the idea of what the quest was trying to convey so much. Also, beneath a melting night sky, Amano Jaku. What the hell is that? I'm a bit confused. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a song. Oh. Wait, hold on. Wishes beneath a melting night sky. That's gonna be Denia's quest, no? There's a part 2 to the Hiyuki Segue. Oh. Wait, what? There's more? There's a part to the Hyuki segue. Oh, she's going back to Hanami, okay. Complete the final purge. Okay. It's 15 minutes? Okay. Alright, fine. We're just kind of like, I am getting kind of tired, but we will kind of like push it.
Roving among the stars.
So if like Amano Jaku, I think that's a song that we can use. It's a song that we can use to talk about basically the story, right? Like of like Hiyuki. So like that's another thing for Hiyuki. We can talk about Amano Jaku. So another thing like to add to the Hiyuki kind of like, you know, thing.
Just ahead.
The final purge. Last rite of purging. Oh, so she has to finally like the final like lost soul that she needs to purge is her sister.
I have truly kept you waiting for too long, Gyokuro.
No, she's like, you know what like Hiyuki did in the segue, right? Was that she brought like the wandering soul's peace. The last soul she needs to bring peace is her own sister.
Finally came to see me.
Yes, I have come.
Made up your mind? Ready to kill me then?
Damn.
Yes.
Oh, has my little Hiyuki grown so confident that she can best me without even drawing her blade? Now, don't forget who taught the Miko of Eternal Flaming Sakura. Can't show a little respect to your elder?
This is a very, I don't know. It doesn't seem like Gyokuro's like normal attitude. We'll see.
You call what you did to me teaching, Gyokuro?
Wait, hold up. Why did she say that?
Come then. Miko of Eternal Flaming Sakura.
Damn. Oh, so basically Gyokuro didn't really teach her anything.
Calm yourself. A restless heart makes for unsteady hands.
But I do not wish to learn this.
Then what do you wish to learn?
This girl will become a great archer. No, look at her hands. There are swordsman's hands.
Oh, this is when Hiyuki was young, yeah.
Not in this life. Her hands aren't ones to hold a blade. Isn't that right?
So she can never become
Well,
the
now,
Miko Flaming Sakura.
you have refined your technique.
Why is Gyokuro using a default sword? This is some rover energy.
Hiyuki, do not let the Sutsu bind your fate. Go seek a future of your own.
Because of course, like the wish, right, for Hiyuki, Gyokuro for all the girls that came after was that there should never be another Miko of Eternal Soul, like Flaming Sakura.
Focus, Hiyuki. Survive this strike. And reach your tomorrow.
What? Why is it always a default sword? That's kind of like the concern thing. And also notice how like the grass and the flowers are different, right? Because sakura flowers symbolize impermanence. So
You
you
have
can kind of
mastered
notice
many
how
skills
on the
from
right
others,
side
but
there are
have
sakura
yet to
flowers,
master the
but
blade
on
work
the
of
left
your
side of the
own
screen there was
flaming
grass,
sakura
right?
kind.
Because sakura flowers represent how life is temporary and basically the passing of life. And it's kind of symbolizing how Gyokuro needs to kind of like move on, basically.
The last Miko withheld too much. She refused to teach me a single technique.
Do you resent her?
Oh, she didn't teach Hiyuki anything because she didn't want her to become the next Miko.
Even now?
Every moment. I resent that she did not step down long ago. Instead, she burned every future she had and left nothing behind. Not even ashes. I resent that she did not pass her skills to me. That she sent me away each time she trained.
Damn.
Now, there is nothing of her left in me.
Hiyuki.
I resent that she always told me to be myself, yet chose a death that was nothing like herself.
And you resent that even after dying? She lingered as a spirit, waiting only for you to send her on.
Damn.
I was being cruel, wasn't I? It's just... I couldn't let my fear go. No one understood the scale
No one.
of your
Oh,
gift,
wait, your
Hiyuki.
potential to tame
Your
even. So
potential
she
to
was
tame
like,
even a
because she
Thenodian.
was the most powerful wielder of the Suzu to date.
If you drew such a future, would everything not become much easier?
Gyokuro,
Shh. As long as it comes from your own heart and will, any future you choose is acceptable. But if our little Hiyuki truly became a Thenodian resonator, well, I'd have no choice but to follow family law and send us both on our way.
That's crazy.
I have already burned that future. I accepted the Sutsu of my own will. I chose to become the Miko of Flaming Sakura. I know why you refused to teach me your swordsmanship. You
That's
never
exactly
wanted there to
that's
be
exactly
another
what I
Miko
said, right?
after you.
Is that the reason why she never taught her anything is because she never wanted there to be another Miko, because it would have been like a self-destructive prophecy.
I will fulfill that wish, sister.
But then basically she takes on that wish, which is like very paradoxical because they don't want to fulfill any more wishes, but she still fulfills one more final wish to make sure that there are no more wishes. It's a very paradoxical kind of like mentality.
After Hiyuki, there will be no more Mikos of Flaming Sakura.
The Miko of Eternal Flaming Sakura. That is a heavy title to bear.
It is.
The future ahead is long. Very, very long.
I know.
Through the Suzu, we draw strength from countless possible futures. But each time you do, you see yourself draw closer to Miko's destined end. A future burned to cinders, leaving nothing behind.
Yes. And before that destined end arrives,
Drive back to
I will
Thermodium.
find a way to
But
drive back
this,
to
okay, so
Thermodium.
now we have confirmation that... No, actually, no, we still don't know. Whether that Thermodium is Aleph 1 or it's something else.
So that Gyokuro may simply be Gyokuro. So that Hiyuki may simply be Hiyuki. So that Ashinahara will no longer need a Miko of Flaming Sakura.
You have grown up. A little Hiyuki.
Yeah, look, I think that there's another Fernodian affecting Ashinohara as well. Like, it wouldn't make sense if it's Aleph.
I met someone, sister. Unlike me, who failed Ashinohara. She always finds a way to save.
That must be difficult for you to bear, little Hiyuki.
Yes. At first, it was. Hearing tales of her exploits, I felt a deep
I feel like she
admiration.
may have read about Rover in like past like archives or something like that.
Perhaps it would. I thought, if only I possessed her strength. And I, in the peace that followed, could have lived an ordinary life. But upon meeting her, I came to understand. Even a great savior carries many pains and failures. And the path of a savior is walked not alone.
And I feel like she's again parroting the message that has been the baseline for the whole quest, essentially, right? Which is basically just this idea of all this.
Gyokuro.
Yes?
I have always admired you as the Miko of flaming Sakura. And I have always held you, even if one day I am burned to ashes. Because of you. Because of her.
So basically, she'll keep on
Because they
existing
all exist.
in memory, I'm assuming, also like based on the exploits,
have
which is something
never
that
truly
they've
known.
actually kind of already said with the Golden Anthem, when it kind of like quoted Shakespeare's, what was it, Shakespeare's kind of like sonnet, and also Claire Hannah.
I take
And so she
great pride
finally
in you
takes.
too.
Oh, because like Rover said that all she wanted to do was to tell Ameth that she was proud of her.
Go on, Shiratori. Fly to where your heart desires. May the day come when you, too, step into spring as freely as anyone in this world.
Damn. There's a lot of sakura blossoms. And this was a scene from the trailer. I see.
Greetings, Miko of Flaming Sakura.
Oh, hold on. Give me a second. I think we need to sit down for this. Hold on. We need to sit down for this. Every time the Grand Architect talks, I reckon we gotta sit down.
You.
Oh no.
Oh, relax. I'm not here to recruit you. I just heard
It's
a piece
important.
of news and thought you might want to know. Not long ago, that island floating over the sea, your hometown,
Because we know that Ashinohara is like an island that's walled on all sides, right?
it vanished. All in a single day.
Wait, what? Hey, what the hell? Wait. Hey, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Ashinohara vanished? Because that island is all of like what is left of Ashinohara. What? Wait, okay, no, hold on. If it vanished, that doesn't necessarily mean it's erased from existence. It might be hidden from something. Because you guys know how like Lahara is blocked out from the outside world? Like, it might have... because Like, the Grand Architect finished by saying that, like, Zashiki Watashi was, like, giving them an interesting piece of information, right? So, maybe the lost city vanished somehow, but I don't think that it was destroyed. Because, like, obviously, if it was destroyed, then, like, we're never going to a Shinohara, right? I don't think it was inside Aleph 1. I don't think so.
Congratulations on your wish coming true, Lady Miko.
Hey, wait, hold up. Wait. So there will never be another Miko of Flaming Sakura. Oh, that's so cruel. Like, so her wish was fulfilled through that way. So, damn, that's crazy. That's crazy.
The train for Startorch Academy and the Frostlands will be departing soon.
The bell still rings?
Passengers, please take your seats and fasten your seatbelts.
That's crazy. Okay. Wait. There's still like another kind of thing here. It's, I think, beneath a melting night. That's for Denia, right? So a mana jug. Oh, hold on. I'm just kind of like curious. Okay, we'll talk about it later. But I think that's for Denia. The bell still rings. Far out. So there's no Ashina. Oh, that's rough. But I don't don't think Ashinohara is destroyed. Because if Ashinohara is destroyed, then there's like, it doesn't make sense from like a gameplay perspective, no? There's POIs on the map where Hyuki and Ameth's after story. Wait, where is it? Yeah, like, this is another thing, like, it might have gotten teleported as well. Or, like, it might have, like, to some massive incident. Wait, hold on. There's icons on the map? Wait, where are the icons? Huh? Wait, hold up. Am I blind? Which map? Is it like the Frostlands or like Dimmer Plains? Oh, you can relive that. You can reliving the battle is pretty cool. Okay. Oh wait, and that's Denia. It's pretty decently big map, I would say though. Wait, where is the Ameth thing? There's a side quest tagged after story. Oh, of course. This is probably mandatory, right? I don't think it might not be the work of a single person, I don't reckon. I feel like I like the theory that it just got teleported somewhere.
The spring breeze is so warm.
Damn.
So, how have you been feeling these last few days?
Damn. Everyone got to like it all comes down to this moment, right?
And you're telling me you're fine? Better not be lying to me.
Well, we got the daughter back, boys. So
Just thinking
that's good enough for me.
Hey, don't you ever do something like that again, okay?
I could say the same to you, Ameth. You think what you did before was any less risky?
Oh.
Never coming back?
Because it is true, like, Ameth didn't plan to come back. If it wasn't for the explorers sacrificing their frequencies, she might have, like, actually never come back.
That...
Damn.
Okay. I'm sorry, alright? Back then,
That's kind of messed
have a
up.
choice. You know how it is. Sometimes there are things you just have to do. I won't do it again. Promise. Cross my heart.
Damn.
Besides, look at us now. We're both okay.
I
And
mean,
the
it did
Hydra
work
is
out
safe.
in the end, I
That's
guess.
a pretty happy ending, right? The savior and the world, saving each other at last. A tale for the ages.
Imeth, there's something I want to ask you.
Oh no, hold up.
Hmm? What is it?
And also the other thing is, like, is it just me, or did her uniform change here? Like, because she did take on the Exostrider's power, no?
After you were sealed beyond the Strider Gate,
Oh, this is a really important
how long
question.
were you out there?
Because technically, like, this is what I was talking about, right? Because chronologically speaking, she should have been sealed for about 1,000 years. But the way time kind of changes, like warps, probably means she perceived her to be maybe about a year or so. But I don't
You've
know.
been dodging this. But I don't want you to keep choosing to handle this on your own.
Damn, oh no. Don't tell me it's actually 1,000 years.
Ah, feels like if I try to brush this off again, I'm gonna get scolded for real. Honestly, I can't really remember anymore. Toward the end, I couldn't even tell if time was still moving.
I mean, I think that tends to happen, but like, even then, like, such an immense amount of time, like, kind of wrecks your psyche, you know?
It was just darkness, emptiness, over and over, boring.
I mean, I guess it kind of changes because there is no such conception of time or space within Aliphan's dominion.
But hey, I've had practice being alone. It's fine.
But like, it still ruins you. I mean, I guess like you can't, like, it's impossible to measure how long she was there because time doesn't exist as a concept, but still.
The ones who faded into nothing, they were with me, you know? In all that dark, the light of every explorer who came before never stopped shining. Knowing I was protecting the place they came from made it hurt a little less. When I had the origin point and saw you, the gravity pulled me back and I couldn't go with you. That stung. The moment I saw you, that made me so
Damn,
happy.
bruh. Ah, sorry.
Seeing you again, that was enough.
And guys, remember when she said that? This is what she said at the end of 3.1 as well. Because like at the end of 3.1, the young Ameth says all that, right? To her, like, seeing you again was enough. Oh, oh, oh. Damn, I see.
Okay. This is getting way too heavy. Let's talk about something fun. People could only see me before, but now I can pilot this shell to actually interact with people.
Because like this, I think it's kind of like what I was saying before. Like they basically uploaded her frequency into the shell. Of like exoswarm shell. So people can actually like touch
being
her.
in my mech form? I mean, I did die. Having a shell doesn't mean I'm alive again.
So it's like basically the shell has been wandering with you, but the frequency got uploaded into it.
But it's similar to the exoswarm. And since I'm the exostrider's resonator,
So it's like her body's literally made from like exoswarm parts. And this is also like the BGM that's been playing is also a song that was used in 3.1. The same, like the exact same time that she said like, oh, seeing you again was enough. Damn.
For a while?
Yep. The Threnodian thing in Lahai Roy is already handled. And I want to be a real savior who helps more people. So after this, I'm gonna travel around Solaris.
Bro, why does every like Sentinel Resonator, like after the story ends, go the Cardathea route, man? Like it's just the Cardathea route.
But first, I'll stay at Star Torch to graduate. I mean, I never even got my degree before I turned into a digital ghost.
That's true. So I mean, she's gonna stick here for like a couple years, maybe.
Gotta give my school days a proper send-off, you know?
But she can live life, that's good.
Imeth.
Yeah?
Oh, Rover says the thing. Because remember what Rover wanted to say all this time?
Even if it isn't a happy, carefree life.
Yeah.
If it's the one you choose.
Oh my god. It's the one that the thing that Rover wanted to say all this time. Damn, bro. Damn. Ah.
So go follow your heart, Imeth. I'll always be right here.
Ah. She gonna cry, bro.
Okay. I won't forget.
This is all hallmarks back to 3.1 as well. Damn, it hurts.
But before all that, walk with me? Just us and the spring breeze.
Oh. Damn. Ah, train to the vernal days. And I think like the word vernal was also used within her quest as well. Damn. Okay. Hiyuki, okay. I think Hiyuki's pretty important now. Right, I'm hella tired, guys. I'm sorry, but like, I'll try my best. Honestly, I feel like I'm just gonna call it. I'll do it later, because like the stream has already been going on for like 5 hours. It's like the longest stream I've done. Yeah, oh yeah, Vernal Days was one of the titles of the songs. You're right, and I think that was actually the song that was playing in the background as well. Damn. Alright. Yeah, so we'll just finish off the stream for now. So like, thank you very much for tuning in if you did. There was a bit of hiccup when Aleph 1 ate my stream, unfortunately, but bro's banished now to the outer reaches of the universe, so we should be good for the foreseeable future. But I think like, if you guys have any videos you want me to make, just like comment, I think, on the stream. Like, I want to make a video on talking about like the Grand Architect's like mentality and way of thinking, because I think that's really something that's interesting to talk about, right? And then afterwards, like, I'll probably continue on the Hiyuki video, but if there's any videos you want me to make like before that, because there's not much theory crafting stuff to do, right? If there's any like particular topics, just make sure to let me know. I don't think I need to make an explainer video for this patch, because I think the ending is pretty self-explanatory, but I'll probably do some explorations. If there's anything in the map lore, or like anything that comes up, of course, and we'll kind of like talk about it. Like, of course, the big one is like what happens to a Shinohara, right? And just like, that's the big speculation kind of component, and also where we go next. But yeah, we could also talk about Denia. With Denia, I have some material prepared, but we kind of like need to wait for that quest to come in. Maybe, for example, that Segway quest will also reveal some details, but we'll have to see, right? We'll have to see. So with that out of the way, like, hopefully thank you for sticking along all this time, if you did. And yeah, if you enjoyed the quest, like, enjoy the stream, hopefully you guys can play the quest yourselves and have a bit of an experience with that. But thank you all for tuning in. I'll be taking a bit of a break now, start working on scripting the video perhaps, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, have a good one, guys. Have a good day.